Alert for you. The Black Friday frenzy has already turned deadly. One shopper killed over a parking spot as fights break out over a DVD player. We're live out of the middle of the madness.
And no rest for our president-elect, Mr. Trump, heading back to New York soon to fill more cabinet positions as he spends Thanksgiving working to fulfill his campaign promise.
Within 24 hours, they will call and say, "Sir, we've decided to stay in the United States."
Fox and Friends First starts right now.
On this Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, I'm Jackie Ibanez.
And I'm Kristen Fisher. Thanks for starting your day with us. And here's how we spent our Thanksgiving. I actually had my family come up to New York to be with me here.
Did you go out?
Well, we went and saw the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I had to work the overnight shift, so I spent most of my Thanksgiving sleeping. But that is a picture of my husband and mother-in-law and father-in-law. We went out to dinner last night. And that is my family spending Thanksgiving in Colorado with my sister's boyfriend.
I was gonna say, is that your sister?
Mom's sister, her boyfriend. Dad's taking the picture. Miss you guys.
Missed you, though. All right, that looks good. We had a lot of food. I barely fit in my dress. Those are my two little girls, Coda and Jude, and they're matching Thanksgiving dresses. They're cute. That was a really hard photo to get. So we're lucky this morning. That's Coda. I'm doing a little cooking. I made some rookie mistakes. I didn't put the yeast in my rolls. Overcooked the potatoes, but you know, look, we're happy.
I love your kitchen. Beautiful.
Thank you. We had a good time. So that's our Thanksgiving. We want to know how you spent your Thanksgiving. So send us your photos. You can do it on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. Send us an email to friendsfirst@foxnews.com. We'd love to see them and share them as well.
Yeah, send them our way. A Fox News alert, shocking news from Hollywood overnight. Florence Henderson, the iconic TV mom of the Brady Bunch, has died.
Here's a story of a lovely lady who was bringing up three very lovely girls.
The former Broadway star became a household name as Carol Brady.
Oh, sweetheart, Daddy's gone to play golf. And anyway, we don't want to bother Daddy about this on his day off. Well, maybe we can figure out what happened.
I told you what happened.
5 seasons and stayed active her entire life, even competing on Dancing with the Stars. You may remember she made a cameo this season with Maureen McCormick, who played her TV daughter, Marsha. McCormick tweeting this picture overnight, writing, quote, "You are in my heart forever, Florence." So sweet. Well, Henderson died from heart failure at a Los Angeles hospital. She was surrounded by family and friends. Florence Henderson was 82 years old. A lot of memories from her, huh?
Another Fox News alert for you. Black Friday shopping turns deadly when a fight breaks out in a Reno, Nevada Walmart parking lot overnight. A frantic search is underway right now for the suspect who shot a man to death over a parking spot. Are you kidding me? Millions are expected to hit the stores today as retailers hope for a $655 billion spending boom this holiday season. And the madness is already here. Check out these shoppers in Mississippi wrestling over a DVD player and game system in Walmart. What are you people thinking? Neither woman willing to let go of the box as crowds swarm around them, duking it out for deals, a sentiment shared around the country.
Throw any elbows? Yes. My kids just all joined me, so it just kind of turned into family tradition that we all get together and go.
Scenes like this playing out across the country overnight, lines wrapped around stores. We'll check in with Cheryl Casoni live covering the madness in just 15 minutes. And in Chicago, expect to see this if you're going shopping on the Magnificent Mile.
No, yes, it is. No peace! No peace!
Black Lives Matter activists planning protests outside stores today to draw attention to recent police shootings. Remember last year they blocked people from entering businesses along Chicago's most famous shopping strip. Those demonstrations costing some stores 50% of their Black Friday sales. Ouch.
All right, thanks, Kristen. Well, no rest for President-elect Mr. Trump, reportedly hard at work on Thanksgiving, making sure Americans keep their jobs. Garrett Tenney live in Washington, D.C. this morning with the details. Good morning, Garrett.
Jackie, good morning to you. So much for a Thanksgiving break. This was a working holiday for President-elect Trump as he tries to fulfill one of his campaign promises to keep jobs in America at one factory in particular. Yesterday, while much of the country was preparing their turkeys, Mr. Trump tweeted this: "I am working hard even on Thanksgiving trying to get Carrier AC Company to stay in the U.S., Indiana. Making progress, will know soon." This campaign promise goes all the way back to June when Mr. Trump railed against the air conditioning manufacturer's decision to move both its factory and 1,400 jobs from Indiana to Mexico in 2019. And he went a step further by giving a 100% guarantee that it would not happen if he were elected.
Within 24 hours, they will call and say, sir, we've decided to stay in the United States. We'll stay in Indiana, or they'll go someplace else, but they're staying in the United States.
Yesterday, Carrier confirmed that it has been in contact with the president-elect, tweeting, Carrier has had discussions with the incoming administration, and we look forward to working together. Nothing to announce at this time. Later today, though, we could hear some additional announcements regarding Mr. Trump's cabinet picks, including Commerce Secretary. We've heard that billionaire investor Wilbur Ross is still the leading candidate for that top post, but there are also now reports that Mr. Trump would like to hire the co-owner of the Chicago Cubs, Todd Ricketts, to be the Deputy Secretary of Commerce. The Cubs, of course, just made history by pulling off their miracle World Series comeback. The Ricketts family has been long active in Republican politics. A little Cubs magic certainly wouldn't hurt. Jackie?
So much going on there, huh?
Yeah, I know. And Garrett, I understand that things are kind of coming full circle at Mar-a-Lago and for the woman who originally developed it. How so?
Yeah, well, this woman who owned Mar-a-Lago Resort, when she was getting ready to pass away, she wanted to leave it to the federal government in her will. It didn't really pan out there. She wanted to have it as a getaway for the presidential family. Now, long later, the owner of the resort, Donald Trump, is now using it for that very purpose. Now, the Trump family, they did send out a tweet, though, of what their Thanksgiving feast was like. And Jackie and Kristen, this is the kind of Thanksgiving dinner that you dream about. Along with the traditional turkey, stuffing, and mashed potatoes, the Trump family feasted on a full seafood display with stone crabs, oysters, and shrimp. And they went on to make it the ultimate surf and turf with herb-marinated beef tenderloin, chef-carved leg of lamb, and red wine braised short ribs. Not to mention the 8 different cakes and pie options for dessert.
Nothing like my house,
Sign me up
Sounds
for next
fancy.
year.
That's nothing compared to what we had on Fox and Friends yesterday. We had a turkey wrapped in bacon. It was ridiculous.
Thanks,
Nothing
Garrett. Nothing on
compares to
Trump.
Fox and Friends.
All right, thanks, Garrett. We'll talk to you later.
Got it.
We'll turn to some sad news now. Tragedy in Syria, where the first U.S. service member has died in the ongoing fight to defeat ISIS. U.S. Central Command announcing that the military member was killed after being injured during an IED blast. Their name has not been released. At any one time, up to 300 U.S. service members could be operating in the country.
A manhunt that is now underway for a gunman who turned a wholesome Thanksgiving tradition into a murder scene. 2 people are dead and 4 more hurt after someone opens fire at a flag football event in Louisville, Kentucky.
I heard it. Like I said, we were standing on the sidelines watching the women's team play, and all of a sudden you heard gunshots and people started scattering.
Family members of the victims falling to their knees as police evacuated the park. The shootings happened just yards away from where children were playing. And another manhunt underway this morning to tell you about 2 escaped inmates who cut through the bars of their jail cell. These 2 guys right here, they say Laren Campbell and Rogelio Chavez. They rappelled down the side of the Santa Clara County Jail using a rope, get this, made from bedding and clothes. Cops say they don't know how they got those tools to cut through their bars. Police are now using dogs and helicopters to search for the inmates near San Jose. Both were facing false imprisonment and weapons charges.
A happy ending in the search for a missing mother of 2 in California. Sherry Papini found alive after 22 days. Leland Vittert has more on this Thanksgiving miracle.
Sherry Papini has been located and has been reunited with her family on this day.
A California family has much to be thankful for this holiday weekend as a mother of 2 who disappeared nearly a month ago has been found safe.
And I know that the husband is relieved and elated that this did occur and he is now at his wife's side.
The 34-year-old was rescued after flagging down a driver on an interstate nearly 150 miles from her home. Police believe she was abducted by multiple captors. At least 2 of them are women, and then released early Thursday on a rural road.
She was bound with restraints, but was able to summon help from a passing motorist who then notified law enforcement.
Papini was last seen November 2nd after leaving home to go for a jog. Her husband reported her missing when she didn't arrive to pick up their children from daycare. He had told the media he knew she was abducted because she would never willingly leave her family.
Normal days, I would open the door and my family comes and runs and gives me a hug.
Investigators are now working to identify the captors and why they abducted Papini.
Until we identify the suspect or suspects, the public should remain cautious.
Sherry Papini was taken to an area hospital to be treated for minor injuries. She's expected to be okay. In New York, Leland Vittert, Fox News.
Thanks, Leland. Such a strange story.
It really is.
Well, despite grave terror threats from overseas, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade went off without a hitch. It actually happens right outside our studios here on 6th Avenue.
Yep, and I saw
Bomb-sniffing
it.
dogs. You were there with your family,
there.
right? Well, these bomb-sniffing dogs and garbage truck barriers and thousands of police officers keeping 3 million parade goers safe, but only a Muppet could keep one performer out of harm's way.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Oh, Miss Piggy grabbing onto Tony Bennett, who lost his footing after their duet. He recovered pretty nicely.
Good
Very
save,
nice of Miss Piggy.
She's a sweetheart.
So nice. Love her.
The NFL serving up a great helping of football on Thanksgiving. Of course. That's what you do, right?
That's what you do. The steel curtain descending on the Colts as Pittsburgh's defense stands tall on 2 goal line stops. The Steelers beating the Colts 21-7.
Cowboys showing why they are the best team in football right now, holding off NFC rivals. The Washington Redskins 31-26.
But all the football action started a little late after the great Aretha Franklin did an extended edition of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see?
I was wondering how you drag it out that long.
How you do it.
Now I know. The Grammy winner belting out a 4-minute and 35-second version of the Star Spangled Banner.
That is, she did a great job, but that's long. The Queen of Soul inspiring the hometown Detroit Lions, who went on to defeat the Vikings 16-13.
And the time is now 11 minutes after the hour. Murdered over a pack of cigarettes. The bombshell information just revealed in the death of a Connecticut man killed in New York City as one of his alleged killers is set free.
And most people use Thanksgiving to reflect on what they're thankful for, but one liberal college professor just used his holiday message to bash our president-elect. Next on Fox and Friends. First, don't go away. Good morning. It's now 15 after the hour. Charges expected today against the man accused of murdering a Wayne State University canine officer. 31-year-old D'Angelo Davis taken into custody late Tuesday. There he is after a 3-hour manhunt through the city of Detroit. He is accused of shooting 29-year-old officer Colin Rose in the head as he investigated several car break-ins. His brutal murder marking the 5th attack on law enforcement in less than a week.
Police now saying a Connecticut man may have been stabbed to death over a pack of cigarettes. 26-year-old Joseph Communal went missing last weekend after partying with 2 men in a New York City apartment. One of the suspects allegedly telling police that he tried to leave to go buy cigarettes when he was stopped by 25-year-old James Rackover. His remains were found days later stuffed inside a suitcase which had been dumped at the New Jersey shore. He was stabbed multiple times. And a Black Friday blitz. Millions of Americans already at the malls and department stores across the country hoping to score deep discounts on this Black Friday.
That's where my husband is this morning. Crazy, huh?
Already?
Yeah, that's also where Cheryl Casoni is. She's on Fox Business Network. She's live in the gallery in White Plains, New York. Cheryl, have you snagged us anything good this morning?
I have a few things I want to show you, but first I want to give you a sense of what's happening on Black Friday this year. As you know, the big story has become online shopping, and so a lot of malls have decided, like this one, the Galleria, maybe they'll open just a little bit later. They're going to be opening up at 7. They're going to be having a lot of flash sales, but the foot traffic is coming in later in the day, and this is happening at several malls across the New York area. But what we are seeing overall is that spending is going to be up, and 137 million people are expected to shop, again, for the entire weekend. It makes you wonder if that love, that allure of Black Friday, the story is different. The story and that people are actually doing more online shopping. Now, 137 million people are going to be shopping all weekend long, and they do expect the numbers, guys, to be higher by 3.6% over last year for the months of November and December in total. So for overall spending, we expect a boost. It's just that spending is different. But that didn't stop one guy in Los Angeles from shopping until he dropped. Take a listen to this.
I'm not going to quit. I just started. This is once a year. I want to enjoy myself big time. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to leave this house. I'm going to shop as much as I can.
Okay, so let me show you some of the things that are going to be on sale today where we are when the doors open at 7. So you're going to see things like this. Well, first off, the Toys for Tots drive. I love this. They really want to see folks give back this year. So if you want to drop some toys off, you can. But then take a look at this. Macaroons, they've got a special at Whoops today. It's going to be a flash sale starting at 7 a.m., 12 for $30. And then look at this. These beanies, buy one, get one half off. Okay, Giants fans, if you're in the New York area, here you go. And then take a look at this. Emoji slippers. These are kind of fun. $20. Buy 3, get 1 half off. And then again, I'm going to end it, ladies, just for you, because I know we love our beauty products, Victoria's Secret. And if you buy this entire gift set, you get the free bag as well. And they actually expect these to fly off the shelves. I mean, it's people love a deal. They love a sale. Yeah. And that's what we're seeing this year, in particular, more so than ever before.
Not bad.
I love those emoji slippers. Thanks,
I
Cheryl.
thought you might like those.
So the time is now 18 minutes after the hour, calling for the killing of officers.
What's better than 8 dead cops? 9 dead cops!
5 cops shot in just 3 days, and Black Lives Matter protesters have this message.
And I know you're all wondering, how did Hillary spend her Thanksgiving? Taking selfies, of course. Carly Shimkist here with what's trending on this Black Friday morning.
And before you head out the door this morning for your Black Friday Blitz, we've got all the apps that you need. Don't miss Kurt the Cyber Guy. He's up next.
Don't ever let this day stop.
Oh. Kurt the Cyber Guy is here to tell us where to find the best and worst deals and the apps that you can't leave home without.
I mean, why have the need for a first aid kit this morning, right? When you don't need to go hit the brick and mortar and run into the store like a crazy man or woman. Like
and someone's already been killed.
Well, a lot of people, think there's a great deal there when really there's a lot of great deals you can have just at home.
So I'm not huge on Big Friday, but if I were, where would I go to get the best
deals? Here's the thing, like what's really a good deal today? And that's
what are the
what we
best
want to know.
ones?
So, I mean, take a look at this list. TVs, AV equipment, phones, toys. You're going to find really good prices on that. Home improvement items. And believe it or not, this time of year, great time to buy a car.
And how about Apple?
Apple today that's the one and only day that there's really a big sale at Apple. So today's the day for Apple. And then who knew groceries? Groceries, a great time. And then the worst thing, what you don't want really to buy today. They're going to make us think it's a good deal, but home and patio furniture,
sell it to us.
Usually better priced in July and August. Gift cards, actually after the top of the year. Airline tickets in January is when you get better prices for those. Sure. And then these usually are not good. Sometimes you're going to find a $50 off item for that one, but not such a great holiday decorations right after the holidays to buy them and store them till the next year. You're going to find better deals that way.
I would have thought an Xbox would have been good today, but good to know.
It is.
Don't get an Xbox today.
It is. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's usually not. Game consoles are usually the ones that the one receiving the game console goes, oh, not that one, because it's usually the old one. But not this time. Hey, look at these apps. These are pretty wild. So my alert. So you bought something. It's sitting under the tree, and you go, wait, did I get the best price? This one will actually let you put in the item. Like, for example, we've got right here the Keurig 109. You put it in, you bought it, and it's going to monitor the price for you and let you know if it drops. Cool. Pretty cool. So you can list all your favorite things inside of that, whether it's a leather jacket, whether it's whatever you've got in there. Look, that's already $100 off. And it can be any name brand store. It'll monitor it and let you do that. Also, you head out the door right now and there's another app that's out there which is called Shops by IO411. This takes you right here and shows you, if you want to be the maniac that's going into the store right now, it's going to show you not only where the stores are near you that have the items you want at the best price, but it shows you where in the store you can find that item. So if you say, all right, I'm going to rush through all the crazy people, you're going to know which aisle to go to find that deal ahead of everybody else. Pretty smart. And the last one I want to show you here, pretty cool. This is, you've ordered on Amazon, right?
Yeah.
The same app.
I order everything on Amazon.
Who doesn't? So, I mean, they've taken over the world. You use the Amazon app.
Okay.
You hit the search thing and the camera, and you scan the package in what's called package X-ray. And
oh, come on.
You scan the label right there, and it'll tell you what's inside the box.
Oh,
you don't have to open it, and you know you can stash it so that the other person at home doesn't spoil their own holidays. So that's a great feature. It's never really talked about. It doesn't cost anything to use, and I just love these. You can find these by following us on Facebook. Go to Fox and Friends First, or also just follow me on
Kurt,
Facebook.
I knew I could count on you.
It's good to see you.
Thank you so much for all your tips. Great to see you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Jackie, over to you.
That app about Amazon is really cool. Thanks, guys. Well, the time is now 26 after the hour. A mother missing for weeks found alive after being abducted during a jog. It's a very bizarre story. Plus, Cross the Line, the show of support for police that some say is just too distracting. What it is next on Fox and Friends First. It is Friday, November 25th, Black Friday. No rest for our president-elect, Mr. Trump, spending Thanksgiving working to fulfill this campaign promise.
Within 24 hours, they will call and say, "Sir, we've decided to stay in the United States."
Another Fox News alert for you. The Black Friday frenzy has already turned deadly. One shopper killed over a parking spot as fights break out over DVD players.
And a very sad story for you. While you were sleeping, America's favorite mom passed away.
Here's a story of a lovely lady who was bringing up three very lovely girls.
Very lovely indeed. Brady Bunch star and TV icon Florence Henderson has died. Reaction pouring in from Hollywood this morning.
We've officially entered the holiday shopping season. Good morning. You guys are watching Fox and Friends First. I'm Kristen Fisher.
And I'm Jackie Ibanez. It's now 31 after the hour. Nice to be here with you, Kristen.
Great to be with you.
Well, no rest for President-elect. Mr. Trump reportedly hard at work on Thanksgiving, making sure Americans keep their jobs.
Garrett Tenney live in Washington, D.C. this morning with all the details. Garrett, what's the latest?
Jackie and Kristen, good morning to you. Apparently, this is one campaign promise that Mr. Trump wants to fulfill before he even takes office, keeping jobs in America. Yesterday, Mr. Trump tweeted, "I am working hard even on Thanksgiving, trying to get Carrier AC Company to stay in the U.S., Indiana. Making progress, will know soon." Earlier this year, Carrier, the air conditioning manufacturer, announced it planned to move both its factory and 1,400 jobs to Mexico, partly due to how new regulations were driving up their cost. At the time, Mr. Trump railed against that decision and guaranteed that if he were elected, the company would stay.
Within 24 hours, they will call and say, "Sir, we've decided to stay in the United States. We'll stay in Indiana," or they'll go someplace else, but they're staying in the United States.
Yesterday, Carrier confirmed that it has been in contact with the president-elect, tweeting, "Carrier has had discussions with the incoming administration, and we look forward to working together." Nothing to announce at this time. Separately, we could hear some announcements from the Trump transition team later today, though. Billionaire investor Wilbur Ross is expected to be named as Commerce Secretary, and there are also now reports that for Deputy Secretary of Commerce, Mr. Trump would like to hire the co-owner of the Chicago Cubs, Todd Ricketts. Secretary of State is another high-profile position that Mr. Trump has yet to fill, and there has been a lot of debate going on within the Trump team over Mitt Romney, who's said to be the leading candidate for that post. We're now hearing that part of that conversation includes talks about whether Romney should issue an apology to Mr. Trump for some of the harsh criticisms that he's previously made, and talks about how that apology should be made, whether in a letter or in a more formal public statement. Jackie and Kristen?
All right, Garrett, business aside, what did Trump eat for Thanksgiving? Did he have Trump salad, Trump turkey? What was it?
What didn't they eat for Thanksgiving is more like it. This was a feast, something out of a movie and out of my dreams. You know, they had the traditional turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, a full seafood bar, Chilean sea bass, rack of lamb, rather. It's so much that it's hard for me to get out, especially this early. It is making me hungry reading this. And the desserts, 8 different pies and cakes to choose from. It was just out of my dreams. Next year, I'm looking forward to the invitation, of course.
Yeah, we're all looking forward to that.
You know he had some Trump wine, too.
Of course.
Had to.
Oh, absolutely.
All right,
Thanks, Garrett.
Take care.
And a Fox News alert to bring to you this morning. Stunning news out of Hollywood overnight. Florence Henderson, the beloved TV mom of the Brady Bunch, has died.
Here's a story of a lovely lady who was bringing up 3 very lovely girls. All of them.
The former Broadway star became a household name as Carol Brady. She stayed active until the end of her 6-decade career, even competing on Dancing with the Stars. And that was on Monday, believe it or not, Kristen. Just Monday she was there. She made a cameo this season with Maureen McCormick, who played her TV daughter, Marcia. Now, McCormick tweeting this picture overnight, writing, "You are in my heart forever, Florence." Just gives me chills. Pretty sad. She died from heart failure in a Los Angeles hospital, surrounded by her family and friends. Florence Henderson was 82 years young.
That really is sad.
Yeah.
And to another Fox News alert for you. And this one is just outrageous. Black Friday shopping turns deadly when a fight breaks out in a Reno, Nevada parking lot overnight. It's a Walmart parking lot, and a frantic search is underway right now for the suspect who shot a man to death over a parking spot. What is going on? Well, millions are expected to hit the stores today because Black Friday is what's going on. Retailers hope for a $600 billion spending boom this holiday season, and the madness is already here. Check out these shoppers in Mississippi wrestling over a DVD player and game system in Walmart. Neither woman willing to let go of the box as crowds swarm around them, duking it out for deals. It's a sentiment shared around the country.
Throw any elbows? Yes. My kids just all joined me, so it just kind of turned into family tradition that we all get together and go.
How have we let this become normal? Scenes like this are playing out across the country overnight with lines wrapped around stores. Wild.
It is wild, right? Well, a massive manhunt underway this morning for these 2 escaped inmates who cut through their jail cell window. Police say LaRon Campbell and Rogelio Chavez, they rappelled down the side of a Santa Clara County jail using a rope made from bedding and their clothes. Cops don't know how they got the tools to cut through their bars. Police are using dogs and helicopters to search for the inmates near San Jose. Both were facing false imprisonment and weapons charges. And the family of a missing mother of 2 who vanished nearly a month ago has a lot to be thankful for this holiday weekend. Right. Sherry Papini appeared on November 2nd. She disappeared, that is, November 2nd, while going out for a jog. Yesterday, she was found nearly 150 miles from her North California home.
Sherry Papini has been located and has been reunited with her family on this day. She was bound with restraints, but was able to summon help from a passing motorist who then notified law enforcement.
It's kind of perplexing. Investigators are now looking for 2 armed Hispanic women in a dark-colored SUV. Papini was taken to an area hospital to be treated for minor injuries. She's expected to be okay.
Well, despite grave terror threats from overseas, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade went off without a hitch.
Bomb-sniffing dogs, garbage trucks, barriers, and thousands of police officers keeping 3 million parade goers safe. But only a Muppet, listen, could keep one performer out of harm's way. Look at this.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
See that save? Miss Piggy grabbing onto Tony Bennett, who lost his footing after their duet.
You know, I always liked
her. Of course. What's not to like about Miss Piggy?
All right, the time is now 37 after the hour. Calling for the killing of officers.
What's better than 8 dead cops? 9 dead cops!
4 cops shot in just 3 days, and Black Lives Matter protesters have this message.
Democrats taking to Twitter to thank President Obama, but their message just backfired big time. Disturbing video from a protest where young men and women chant about dead cops. The Austin protest happening just days before several police officers around the country were killed.
What's better than 6 dead cops? 7 dead cops! What's better than 7 dead cops? 8 dead cops! What's better than 8 dead cops? 9 dead cops!
Some of the protesters wearing red face masks with Soviet hammers and sickles. Despite the sick chants, police trailed behind the protest to protect them.
Reddit CEO Steve Huffman in hot water this morning after admitting to modifying posts on a pro-President-elect Trump's subreddit called The Donald. Huffman was often a target from the group's members who would hurl insults at him. He says he finally got fed up with the constant attacks and edited the posts. He released a statement saying, quote, "As a CEO, I shouldn't play such games, and it's all fixed now."
Well, believe it or not, Hillary Clinton is out and about celebrating her Thanksgiving with selfies.
Yeah, she's taken a lot of selfies lately. Carly Shimkus with Fox News Headlines 24/7 Sirius XM 115 here with more. Hey, girl, how are you?
And you're right. It seems like the latest social media trend is trying to take a picture with Hillary
and she's
Clinton.
Doing it, something we didn't see a lot.
She is, yeah. If you remember, she went on a hike. A supporter ran into her. They took a selfie. It went viral. So that was the first instance of this anyway. Hillary Clinton receiving a whole lot of love this Thanksgiving. The former presidential candidate stopped, as we said, to take selfies with supporters, but this time during a last-minute trip to the grocery store. One shopper saying she seemed happy to take pictures with everyone, while former President Bill Clinton busied himself by looking at the cheeses. Clinton also tweeted out this sweet photo, writing, "I was greeted by this heartwarming display on the corner of my street today. Thank you to all of you who did this. Happy Thanksgiving." Well, it turns out that Thanksgiving surprise was the idea of a 6-year-old boy named Liam. Isn't that sweet?
That is so sweet. And Carly, can I just say that I love that Hillary is not wearing makeup in any of these selfies. It's great.
It's something I needed to see from her too, though, taking those selfies and being with the people, kind of. She was so removed there for a little bit.
She's more relaxed. She's more natural. Who knows? Maybe that could have helped her out a little bit a couple months ago.
Yeah. So what about Ivanka Trump's Thanksgiving message? What's she been saying?
That's right. She's also sharing a message of gratitude on Thanksgiving as well. The future first daughter posted this photo on Instagram, writing, "I feel incredibly blessed and thankful on this Thanksgiving Day. Wishing you and your families a very happy Thanksgiving." Ivanka also shared a photo of her husband and son watching the Thanksgiving Day parade, as many people did, and this selfie with the caption, "Is it too early for seconds?" I would have to say, no, Ivanka, it's never too early for seconds.
You know, and Ivanka looked like she went makeup free as well. I love looking at her post. She just seems so personable.
I like
when
that
we're not
trend.
working,
we
go makeup free.
Oh no, God, I wake up like this.
Of course you do.
You're lucky.
Of course you do.
It takes a long time. Thanks to Obama, the Democratic Party's tweets backfired big time.
Bingo. The Democratic Party posted a short video of people saying thank you to President Obama, but the tweet backfires as conservatives responded by saying thank you for a very different reason. Jesse tweeting 900 state legislator seats, 60 House seats, 14 governors, 11 Senate seats from the bottom of my heart. Thanks, Obama. Ender writes, "Thanks, Obama, for the 2010, 2014 midterms and for 2016. None of that would have been possible without you. Well done, sir." Little tongue-in-cheek there. And Aubergine says, "Yes, we need to thank POTUS for refusing to fight for we the people for 8 years and thereby giving Donald Trump the keys to the White House." So that's how they're thanking President Obama. I don't think that that's how the Democratic Party intended for that tweet to go.
Probably not. Thanks so much, Carly.
Thanks, ladies.
Good to see you.
All right, so now let's check in with Ed Henry to see what's coming up on Fox and Friends. And it turns out, Ed, Hillary Clinton not in the clear just yet, right?
That's right. Good morning, ladies. Interesting. Congressman Darrell Issa will be joining us live. He's calling for Hillary Clinton to be prosecuted, even though Donald Trump says he doesn't want to go down that road. Plus, Black Friday deals on set, a 60-inch smart TV. I've got it for the low price of under $400 just for you, ladies, as well as an Xbox bundle deal. Exclusive deals only for Fox and Friend viewers. And I have a little scoop on Mitt Romney that might tell us whether he's the next Secretary of State. All that, top of the hour, ladies.
That's
What
a tease.
Yeah. Thanks, Ed.
Good to see
check
you.
in just a bit. Well, of course, stick around. The best movies to see right now. You want to see maybe today. It's a good time with Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Kevin McCarthy next at the top of the hour. Charges expected today against the man accused of murdering a Wayne State University K-9 officer, 39-year-old D'Angelo Davis. He's seen there taken into custody late Tuesday night after a 3-hour manhunt through the city of Detroit. He's accused of shooting 29-year-old officer Colin Rose in the head. His murder marking the 5th attack on law enforcement in less than 1 week.
Well, across the country, towns are painting blue stripes down their roads to honor police and firefighters. Now, one Pennsylvania town is being told that they may have crossed the line. Conway Township in central Pennsylvania painted the blue stripe between the double yellow lines to honor first responders, but state officials say that it could confuse drivers and cause an accident. Town officials dispute that and say they have no plans to remove the blue stripes.
Well, tired of those long Black Friday lines, large crowds.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
Thanksgiving weekend is a great time. We used to do this as a kid, to go to the movies. Did you ever do that?
Oh, of course.
Tradition,
I would still do it when I'm done with
Let's
the
do
air.
it today. Let's go to an 8 a.m. movie.
So here with the best films to see in theaters right now, Fox News contributor and founder of NerdTears.com, Kevin McCarthy. Hey, Kevin.
Hey there.
Happy Thanksgiving, or day after. What are your top picks?
Good morning to you guys. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving as well. It was a wonderful Thanksgiving with my wife here in Washington, D.C., and I'm thankful to be on with you guys this morning. You guys are awesome. So, yeah, there's so many great films in theaters right now. There's like 5 movies I think that everyone should see in theaters right now. The first one is Moana. This is the new Disney animated film. This film is just as catchy as Frozen. I love the music by Lin-Manuel Miranda, the voice of The Rock. The Rock can do anything, and he's incredible in this role. I just love the idea of this movie. The messages are beautiful. The animation is gorgeous. And the directors also did Aladdin and The Little Mermaid. So you can expect a lot of incredible ideas here in the film. Also, I recommend seeing it in 2D. Save your money on the 3D. And also, if you're a Mad Max Fury Road fan, keep an eye out for a massive Mad Max homage scene in the movie. It's a big action scene. It's very, very cool.
I love that movie. So let's get to The Arrival, because I think this is the movie that I'd probably want to see the most, and it sounds like a favorite for you too.
Yeah, well, yeah, so Doctor Strange and then Arrival. Doctor Strange is one of the most incredible action films I've ever seen in my entire life. It's an absolute mind-blowing masterpiece in regards to the action sequences. If you can imagine Inception, The Matrix, and Harry Potter all rolled up into one movie, that's Doctor Strange. And you got to see it in 3D. The visual effects are amazing, and Benedict Cumberbatch is phenomenal in the movie. And then Arrival, as you mentioned, this movie has the most mind-blowing ending I've seen in years. I've seen it twice now, and I'm telling you right now, I've been thinking about this for 4 weeks. I still do not fully comprehend the ending of that movie. It is so big in scope and epicness that I just love the idea behind it. Jeremy Renner and Amy Adams are phenomenal. The director of Arrival also did a film called Sicario and Prisoners. Highly recommend seeing it, and the music in Arrival is a leading character. Just make sure when you leave the movie, have a conversation. It's very, very cool like that. Next up is Hacksaw Ridge. This is directed by Mel Gibson. This is the World War II film. I'm telling you right now, important, inspiring, and incredible are the 3 words that come to mind when I think about this story of Desmond Doss, who saved 75 lives during World War II without firing a single weapon. Wow. And it's an incredible story, and stars Mel Gibson directed it. Vince Vaughn starring in the movie as well as Andrew Garfield. Highly, highly recommend this film. I gave it a 4 out of 5. And then finally is Loving. Loving is a movie that I think is very important for everyone to see. It's about the landmark Supreme Court case. This incredible couple got married in Washington, D.C. because they were not allowed to be married in Virginia at the time. Interracial marriage was illegal in Virginia at that time. So eventually it led to the Supreme Court, and it's a really inspiring and beautiful story. Highly recommend seeing that one as well. And Joel Edgerton is phenomenal in the movie, and the director is Jeff Nichols. So there's so many great films out right now. Also recommend Allied. But if you see any of these movies, I would recommend Arrival. That ending will blow your mind. It's awesome.
That is quite a sell.
That's a good tease.
You sold me. I'm ready to go see Arrival right now.
I'm convinced, Kevin, you've got the best job. I'm oversimplifying, but you just get to watch movies all day long.
Oh, even better is that my wife is a movie reviewer, and we go to the movies together. We met in a movie theater, so it's very cool.
And he just got married, even more romantic. Congratulations,
Kevin.
See you, Kevin.
So much to be thankful for.
I leave for my honeymoon today.
Where are you going? See ya.
Bye, guys.
He's going somewhere fun, I'm sure.
Oh, no doubt.
Probably not to the movies, though.
No,
right,
that's his job.
Now, 54 after the hour, no rest for President-elect Trump. How he spent Thanksgiving working on fulfilling a big campaign promise.
And before you head out for Black Friday, the 3 best deals you need to know about. A 49-inch TV for $200. Not bad. Is it true? That's next.
2 minutes to the top of the hour, the NFL serving up a great helping of football on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, the steel curtain descending on the Colts as Pittsburgh's defense stands tall on 2 goal line stops. The Steelers beating the Colts 21-7.
And the Cowboys showing why they are the best team in football right now, holding off NFC rivals, the Washington Redskins, 31-26.
But all the football action started a little late after the great Aretha Franklin did an extended edition of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you?
That's how the Grammy winner was able to belt out a 4-minute and 35-second amazing version of the Star Spangled Banner.
It was amazing. It was long as well. The Queen of Soul inspiring the hometown Detroit Lions, who went on to defeat the Vikings 16-13.
Well, it is now 5:59, and before you leave the house, here's what's happening today. President-elect Donald Trump heading back to New York after spending his Thanksgiving focusing on American jobs. Mr. Trump tweeting that he's making progress with Indiana-based Carrier Corporation, which is planning to move jobs overseas.
And Florence Henderson, Carol Brady from the Brady Bunch, she's died. She passed away from heart failure at a California hospital surrounded by family and friends. She was 82 years young and America's mom, that's for sure.
And it's the busiest shopping day of the year, in case you didn't know. So we're letting you in on some of the best deals out there at Best Buy. You can snag a 49-inch Toshiba TV for just $199. Wow. Well, happy day after Thanksgiving, everyone. It was great to be with you.
Great to be with you. Fox and Friends starts right now. Have a great day.
Good morning. It is Friday, November 25th, 2016. I'm Abby Huntsman, and this is a Fox News alert. The Black Friday shopping chaos already taking a deadly turn. One shopper killed over a parking spot, and fights break out at a Walmart. The breaking details we've got straight ahead.
And an unprecedented apology might be in the works from Mitt Romney.
What?
The backtracking that may be happening behind closed doors in order to secure one of the top spots in the Trump administration. Will he say, "I'm sorry" now?
And Aretha Franklin serenades the nation.
The bombs bursting in air.
But what happened next, no one expected to lend to an internet meltdown. We'll break it all down for you. Fox and Friends begins right now.
Good morning. Happy Friday to everyone out there. I'm still stuffed after yesterday. I don't know about you guys.
I woke up hungry. It's because I overate.
Sometimes when you eat too much, that's true. You wake up and you're eating.
Abby
hungry.
ate too much. She had like half a potato.
Actually, I spent it with.
She says I'm stuffed. Come on.
I spent it with my sister, who's an amazing cook, and she's the only family I have in New York City, and she's right there.
Oh.
She's wearing her apron, but she made truffle mashed potatoes.
Oh.
That's the only thing that is better than just regular mashed potatoes. And the whole apartment just smells like truffle. Unbelievable.
Delicious.
That's really
how
awesome.
was your Thanksgiving?
And that's her son Harrison wearing. I mean, does he get nominated for the best Thanksgiving outfit you've ever seen?
He does, and he was at Fox and Friends the other day, and he was wowing
He owned this
everyone.
place, right?
He was great. He was like a boss.
What did you do, Ed?
This is my family. You can see my uncle there on the right, my nephew Frank on the left. I'm all the way in the back. My parents, my wife,
You're the
my
head of the table, Ed.
sister Colleen, and there's my parents. Pardon me, and my sister Colleen on the left. We went to a restaurant, Morton's, right here in Manhattan, because I was doing double duty. I did chef show as well.
Oh, nice. Well, last night, our neighbor kind of goes crazy, and he sets up all of these Christmas lights. He's been working on it for months. He raises money for St. Jude's Children's Hospital.
That's awesome.
So people pull up. And so my kids last night got their gift jars out, and they wanted to go donate some money to him. So they said, we're going to go down. So we walked down the street, and this display is amazing. And they put their money in the St. Jude's gift jar last night.
That is really awesome.
And it was raining, and there was cars pulling up and stopping. He's got music playing.
Oh, and I love that, and that is so beautiful.
Amazing.
So you're going to pay the electric bill? That's really sweet. That's
amazing. Yeah, it's like Griswold's, but like LEDs now. It's so cheap.
And your kids, I say this every time, but Clayton has got the cutest kids.
Well, thank you.
And you taught them such a nice lesson on Thanksgiving that it's about giving back.
Giving back,
right?
and they loved, their favorite was the big nutcracker. They looked over and there was a giant nutcracker slamming a thing.
Harrison is going to give him a run for the money.
I know, so many cute kids.
Guy. So let's talk some politics this morning, because even though it's the Thanksgiving holiday, there's a lot of moving and shaking going on behind the scenes is right now.
And the Wall Street Journal leads today with this story that this clash between Mitt Romney and Rudy Giuliani for Secretary of State is intensifying. I have a new bit of information on that I'm going to give you in a second. But first, on Fox and Friends, that set all this up, Mike Huckabee on Wednesday said this about Mitt Romney.
Well, look, it's not about that I don't care for Mitt personally, but I'm still very unhappy that Mitt did everything he could to derail Donald Trump. He didn't just go after him from a standpoint of saying, I disagree with his policy on immigration, I disagree with his policy on taxes. He attacked him on a personal level about his character, integrity, his honor. Well, when you do that, there's only one way that I think Mitt Romney could even be considered for a post like that, and that is that he goes to a microphone in a very public place and repudiates everything he said in that famous Salt Lake City speech and everything he said after that.
So, pick it up from there. He's saying, look, Mitt Romney called Donald Trump a phony and a fraud. This was not just, I have a different view of the world. This was personal, and he's got to do something very dramatic if he wants to be Secretary of State. That was Mike Huckabee yesterday. That was 2 days ago. Yesterday, I spoke to a senior transition official who told me that there are discussions about the possibility, I want to underline the word possibility, that Mitt Romney might issue some kind of public apology, a letter, a statement, some interview with somebody saying, I'm sorry, I went too far in order to get this job. Now, would that be groveling? Would that go too far?
So that's what my theory is on this, that they don't want him for Secretary of State. That's what a lot of people are saying, floating around out there.
But why have they
want
this
the
far?
Apology?
Yeah.
That they want the apology. That's all they want. They want Mitt Romney to come down, sort of get down on one knee and say, I'm sorry, and not actually get the job.
And then kiss his ring.
Kiss his ring.
Kiss Mr. Trump's ring, beg for an apology, and then ultimately maybe not get the job. I mean, how humiliating would that be?
I
think you're only going to do, I hear what you're saying, but you're only going to do an apology, which would be extraordinary, obviously, unless you're going to get the job. On the other hand, to your point, if you were to get on bended knee and say, I'm sorry, I never should have done that, how could you then be Secretary of State and have credibility, not just in this country, but around the world after saying, I'm so sorry, I never should have said that.
Right.
It really looks
you
like
have
the
to put your
president.
conscience in a total box because he was out there saying he totally disagrees with him on every issue. You'd have to literally take his conscience out of his brain, put it in a safety deposit box.
It's interesting you use the word conscience, because this person who's very senior in the Trump transition told me that it was sort of in the spirit of, if Mitt Romney does issue an apology, it would be in the spirit of, I was wrong, here's why, and here's why I now think Donald Trump is the right person to lead our country, and I want to represent him around the world. That it was very personal.
It's scolding.
We'll see whether it works.
I just find this whole thing so crazy. When you think about Mr. Trump, who values loyalty more than almost anybody. We all remember that speech that Mitt Romney gave out in my hometown of Salt Lake City, Utah. And as you said, it's not just about how he would be as president. It was personal. It was very real.
It was
so
nasty.
what I've heard behind closed doors is their team, a lot of mixed opinions about whether Mitt Romney would be a good pick for him or not. Kellyanne Conway was on Twitter yesterday voicing her opinion. You know, she's been very close to Mr. Trump and his
pretty extraordinary.
Obviously, that she feels one way about this. She says Kissinger and Schultz, as Sec of State, flew around the world less, counseled POTUS close to home more, and were loyal. Good checklist, which right when I read that tweet, I thought, you know what Kellyanne Conway thinks about this. And my sense is that Mr. Trump's children, some of them might feel the same way. Because I've been through this with my own dad. You value loyalty, and you want people surrounding someone that you love, that trusts you, that likes you, that wants you to be in office.
Who's more loyal than Rudy Giuliani?
I love watching this. I'm telling you, I feel like it's you just want the apology and you're not getting the job. We'll see. We'll see. Remember during the campaign, we saw what unfolded in the late midsummer, I think, out in Indianapolis. Carrier Air Conditioning basically came out, made the announcement they were moving their plant out of the United States. Remember this sort of secret phone video of one of the workers being told that day they were shutting down the plant.
Go to Mexico, right?
They're going down to Mexico. Well, Donald Trump on Thanksgiving, apparently, tweeting out, says, I'm working hard, even on Thanksgiving, trying to get Carrier Air Conditioning Company to stay in the United States, Indiana. Making progress, will know soon. And then Carrier responding.
Yeah, Carrier has had discussions with the incoming administration, and we look forward to working together. Nothing to announce at this time. However, the fact that they felt compelled, again, on Thanksgiving, to say, yes, the president-elect is right, we're working on this. Clearly, they're reconsidering, number one. Number two, big picture here. Think about what we were reporting last weekend about Ford and how they're saying, okay, Mr. President-elect, we're not going to move jobs out of the U.S. as well. He is already having an impact as President-elect, whether his critics want to admit it or not.
Well, and that's the big takeaway here. And if you followed him closely on the campaign, this was the biggest part of his message was the economy. It was jobs. It was, I'm going to bring jobs back to the U.S. I'm going to bring better jobs back to you American people, to you voters. And that's why so many of them ended up voting for Mr. Trump, because there was this hope that things were going to get better, that he was going to make this country move again.
But
and we're seeing he's already working on that.
But at the end of the day, of course, it still comes down to a business decision. And so if they're able to get the cheaper labor, if they're able to get, all of those things in Mexico, the tax benefits, all of those things, are not paying as much, it's still going to come down to being
then he's got to cut a better deal with them. It's all about him being a big negotiator, obviously. And in some cases, to Abby's point, it's about creating new jobs. Other cases, just keeping jobs in the United States. Stop these companies from taking him down to Mexico, take him to China.
Immigration policy is going to be a big part of that, how he wraps it around. All right, we do want to get to some other headlines this morning and bring in Jackie Banyas this morning. Jackie, happy Thanksgiving, a day late.
Good morning, guys. Did you hear about Donald Trump's menu? It was quite something.
There was no turkey on there.
I wish I had his menu. All right, thanks, guys. So Fox News alert for you now. Black Friday shopping turns deadly when a fight breaks out in a Reno, Nevada Walmart parking lot. A frantic search is now underway this morning for the suspect who police say shot a man to death over a parking spot, of all things. At this hour, his identity is still unknown. And in Chicago, expect to see this if you're going shopping on the Magnificent Mile.
No peace!
Black Lives Matter activists planning protests outside stores today to draw attention to recent police shootings. Last year, they blocked people from entering the businesses along the Chicago's most famous shopping strip. Those demonstrations costing some stores 50% of their Black Friday sales. Today in Syria, where the first U.S. service member has died in the ongoing fight to defeat ISIS. U.S. Central Command announcing that the military member was killed after being injured during an IED blast. Their name has not been released. At any one time, up to 300 U.S. service members could be operating in the country. And a really sad morning in Hollywood. Florence Henderson, the beloved TV mom of the Brady Bunch, she died.
Here's a story of a lovely lady who was bringing up 3 very lovely girls.
It was a great show and a very lovely lady indeed. The former Broadway star became a household name as Carol Brady. She raised 6 kids, believe it or not, and brought smiles to so many faces over 5 seasons. The role defining her 6-decade-long career. She died from heart failure at a Los Angeles hospital surrounded by family and friends. Florence Henderson was 82 years old. And believe it or not, guys, she was on Dancing with the Stars on Monday.
That's what I thought. That's why I was surprised to hear that news.
At the age of 82?
And she looked lovely, as ever. Oh, she's one of the best. So sad.
Thank
you, Jackie.
Well, from giving thanks for what we have to fighting each other over DVD players, that can only mean one thing. It's Black Friday.
Yeah, and millions of Americans already at malls and department stores across the country hoping to score some deep discounts.
And Marissa Mitchell from Fox 5 in Atlanta, live in the middle of it all from Toys R Us in Kennesaw, Georgia. Good morning.
We're in a bit of a lull right now. There were some early shoppers yesterday who started on Thanksgiving. This show has been open since 5 o'clock yesterday. So right after dinner, they came out. But you see some women there. They are getting their shopping going right now. But this store has seen many people coming in looking for some of the popular items that we have this year. Take a look over here this way. All things Pokemon. Still very hot. The Ninja Turtles, all of those items. And you may remember the Nerf ball shooters. They are coming back with a bang this year. But the one toy you will not find that is really, really big nationally is the Hatchimal. Now, these are toy creatures that would allow people to play with them. You rub them, and then they hatch. And so a lot of people bought those up at several of our local stores here starting yesterday. So if you're just now getting here, you won't find that. But still a lot of the holiday spirit. People are out here with family and friends shopping, and we'll see if they can get it all done today in time for all of the holidays. That's the latest here in Kennesaw. Marissa Mitchell for Fox News.
Thank you, Marissa Mitchell.
Thanks, Marissa.
I bet it's going to get a little crazier, a little busier as the morning wears on.
No, already at 6 in the morning.
All right, we've got more to come here on the show, including this. Many on the radical left refusing to accept Donald Trump as president-elect. But our next guest says the African-American response has been the worst of all. A message for them. That's next.
And he's been disrespecting the national anthem all season long, but NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick saying he's not done yet.
Wait, there's more?
Apparently.
If it's real, well, I don't want